It's like I'm
Yes.
approving these 11 things, right? And by the way, I don't approve. It's like Bitcoin is risky.
Yeah, exactly. It's used. Criminals use it. Yeah, it's like okay, they use U.S. dollars too. It's like what? Dale.
All right, man. What do you got in the list?
Bitcoin. What happened?
Man, it's like this type of a plot twist.
I know.
So
Oh
we
man.
have been saying, we have been waiting the ETF, right? I mean, you guys have heard the pod. We have been thinking that is several companies, the big ones, Blackrock, Fidelity, and you name it. It was about 11 ETFs that they got approved. I think that is just the drama. It was interesting this week. Even the SEC Twitter account got hacked like a day before, and there was a spike in price, right? And suddenly it's like, no, no, just kidding, because it was not approved. This was one day before. Then the day that happened, that actually indeed it gets approved, nothing. Fucking
Another.
crickets.
Nothing happened. That was the weirdest week, man. Though, like I think everybody was just getting so hyped up, right? So
Mhm.
they're like excited, like, okay, it's coming. January 10th is a day. This is what everybody was thinking. January 10th, maybe it'll come a little earlier. I don't know. So when people saw that tweet, they're like, yes, it's happening. It's happening. And you saw the price shoot up, right?
Yes, I did see.
Maybe
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it got close to, I don't know, whatever it was, 48, 49K, something like that. And it was just like euphoric. And then Gensler is like, burr, burr. That is, we got hacked. That is not, it's not approved. It's like, what? Yeah, and it
Yes,
drops, right?
and it drops. I think that the saga and the drama is like soap opera from like Mexico, right?
I know, right?
So but it hasn't finished, right? Like, okay, we got approved, nothing happened, the price like literally very steady, which you know what is not going to go to the moon overnight, right? Like the same day.
Right.
Um, but here is what happened. Right now, it lost almost a good chunk, right? So right now, as the moment of this recording is 42 and $500. So,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think? What do you think that is happening?
I don't know. So I've heard a lot of different kind of explanations, like why is it dumping like now? Like if it like we're buying a lot of stuff. I mean, people are buying a lot right now, and like why is the price not going up? It's just going down. So some people are saying, okay, people a lot of these ETFs are buying directly from Coinbase, right? And
Mhm.
they and these are not like normal buys. These are actually what you call it, OTC buys, right?
Mhm.
So
Over the counter.
it's not really affecting the price like it normally would if you're buying Bitcoin directly. So that's I think one of the big reasons. Another one that people have been saying is that, well, there's a lot of people that have already been in the futures ETF, right? But they're selling that, so that's driving some downward pressure in order to buy some of the new ETFs, because and a lot of them are shifting over from the Grayscale one too, because they have high fees, so they're coming down. All the new ETFs, they have really low fees apparently, so
Yeah.
a lot of people are going in there. But then again, they're buying OTC from Coinbase, so there's no upward pressure. It's just really right now is downward pressure. So that's what a lot of folks are saying right now.
Yeah, and remember, these companies they know all of the tricks, right? I was explaining to someone is like you can even go to some of these things. And have you seen there is like a couple videos where you see a person that is selling like oranges, and suddenly it has a price, right?
Yeah.
And the other person comes like, discount the price, and because it's competition, it's like, well, maybe I lower the price. And suddenly at the end of the story is like the original person just buys all of the oranges from the other person and then raises the price.
Exactly.
So I think that maybe we are maybe actually seeing something like that play out here, where they're trying to get your coins, right? Don't sell them. This is part of the volatility of the instrument. Again, we are two dudes on the internet. Don't believe us. So, but in my opinion, is just right now is just the normal volatility of the asset.
Hmm.
Nothing goes up without volatility. So, um, it just it's just part of the game.
Yeah, that's right. So I think you're right. You know, these big players like BlackRock, Fidelity, they know how to play the game. They know exactly what they're doing. They probably have this all modeled out already. They understand what's going on, and of course, their goal is to get cheap Bitcoin. In order to get cheap Bitcoin, prices come down a little bit. They need to bolster their reserves, right? So some of this can be expected, but still, it can't last forever because, right, the supply is going to keep coming down, coming down, coming down. That's on the exchanges, and they're not going to be able to do OTC buys forever. So
Yeah.
eventually, the demand's going to catch up, and it's going to force the price back up.
And for the audience, because we have all kind of people listening to the pod, what it means over the counter is that um, the big institutions they say, hey, I'm gonna put X amount of money, 1 billion or whatever, and they're not gonna buy like overnight all of that. So what they have is they have a group of people, and sometimes it's just the all of the AIs and machines to try to get the price. The companies usually say, hey, you know what, I'm okay buying the Bitcoin at a certain price, and then they let the traders and machines to be able to try to get it in a certain price. So in that way, the market cannot spot that there is a big player trying to get that price. And sometimes they just do it maybe 10 orders at a time, 100 orders at a time. Then they start smoothing it out, so that way you don't see a huge spike on volume of like, oh, there's somebody actually selling or buying, right? So they don't want to move the market because big amount like that, it would move the market.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're doing their normal stuff. This is what they always do. But I do want to talk a little bit about the actual volume that we saw on the first day. I think this is probably one of the most successful ETFs that we've seen launch. Like in terms of just the numbers, I think they ended up with 4.5 billion in just the first day. So I mean that's pretty good numbers for the ETF. And I think even within the first half hour, they said they had over a billion already in the first 30 minutes of the ETF starting to trade. So I think you saw a lot of interest. There's a lot of people interested in buying this asset. I think it's pretty good. And the transaction volume was actually pretty high, 28 million transactions. I think you saw, Mando. So I think all the signs are good. Things are kind of going according to plan, how people were thinking. And I think they're starting to really see, okay, this is actually working. Now
Yeah.
people are starting to revise their estimates of like predictions, right? Like now a lot more people are coming out like, okay, 500K is like the base price for this cycle. Bull price is like over a million now. So people are starting to recalibrate. Like after seeing
True.
some of these initial numbers, people are getting excited. Is
Yes.
really what it's coming down to, right?
Yeah, I think that once again, right? So you have to make your numbers, and you have to understand the asset is still volatile, right? Um, you have to have the stomach to be able to see the moves and the swings. One thing that is it kind of surprised me is that it's very affordable. Like some of them they are $20, $30 the ETFs. So like, you know what? I mean, open a Robinhood account and just drop some money, some DCA. DCA is like a dollar cost average, right? So which it means doesn't matter if Bitcoin is low or high, you just keep buying a certain percentage, right? Like maybe every day, every week, every month, whatever you can. If it's just $20, man, sometimes it's just like freaking like Starbucks, right? Like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like try to just get these assets where once again Robinhood has made it so easy if you are in US. If you are in different countries, Latin America, you're gonna have to kind of make it more international with some of the TD Ameritrade or interactive brokers for the exchanges. But again, there are different ways to get access to it, but yes, very very affordable.
Yeah. Well, there is one. at least one group that's not super happy about this. Besides Gary
I mean,
Gensler, I don't know. You can't get a read on this guy,
dude,
but
did you read the document from the SEC? It's like I'm
yes,
approving these 11 things, right? And by the way, I don't approve. It's like Bitcoin is risky.
yeah, exactly. It's used. Criminals use it. Yeah, it's like okay, they use U.S. dollars too. It's like,
Yeah,
what's your
yeah.
point, Gary? All right. Well, also Vanguard. Vanguard is also not too excited about all of this. They're saying they're banning Bitcoin ETFs. That they're not playing into it. So we've seen a lot of people say, "Hey, you know, you're not letting me do what I want to with my money. I'm going to take my money out of Vanguard and I'll take it to Fidelity." So I
Mhm.
think there's a small exodus maybe of people that were banking on trying to be able to use or get buy these ETFs, and they're not able to with Vanguard. So they're going to be moving their money out. So there's one group. I don't know that it's specifically because of BTF, because I don't think they do gold ETF either. So some of the headlines may be blown out of proportion a little bit just because they're banning Bitcoin ETFs. But I don't think they do the gold ETFs and some other assets either. So it's not they're not singling them out just because.
Do your research for the audience. All of these ETFs, remember that there is a fee because the hedge fund manager that is doing the administration of the fund is getting a cut. Obviously, the best thing is just if you have a little bit of expertise, just go to Coinbase and you can just buy Bitcoin there, right? Like without messing with all of these ETFs. But if you don't feel comfortable owning your keys and having your Bitcoins and you don't understand this wallet thing, it's a very easy way to just get it just by stocks if you're familiar with the stocks, right? And but just take into account that you will be paying maybe 1-2% depending of the type of ETF that you choose. So my recommendation will be check the fees and just go with the account that you have. Like if you have Fidelity, sure, go with. I think that their name is like FBTC. I
That's a
like
nice
it. I
one.
like it. It's a
Good
nice one.
one,
It's a nice one.
Fidelity.
A good one because it's one of the ones that I remember.
Exactly. Right.
So
BlackRock's IBTC. I think it
I
doesn't
think,
roll off the tongue the
yeah,
same
it
way.
doesn't roll. It doesn't roll. Yeah, the other one is the grayscale one. You can find it with the grayscale, and I think that Arc. I forgot the one from Arc, and there is another one, Bito. I think that's the
Ibito.
other one.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, there is 11. I'm an old timer. I prefer to have my own keys in my times.
Back in my day, we didn't have ETFs, and
That's right. That's right. Back in 2013, I was mining right there.
it's too funny. Well, there's a lot of excitement going on with ETFs. We're going to keep y'all updated with kind of the latest and greatest that's going on. Hopefully, the supply does start drying up that's on the exchanges, and we start seeing a little bit of upward pressure on movement. So we do plan on seeing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, subscribe, comment. Thank yous for all of our comments. We read them all and we answer. So please keep telling us what are the type of things that you guys want to watch. And yeah, and I guess that's it.
that's it.
See
We'll
you.
see y'all
See you.
next time.
Dale.
Dale.
Bye.
Bye.